What's up guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon and Mauville Alpha Sapphire video of me, the One Integral. In today's video we're looking at the new Hoenn Map that's been produced by Nintendo and sort of put out or whatever, and we're going to be sort of analysing it, looking at it, seeing if there's anything in particular we can pick out, anything interesting there. We'll just have to sort of have a look there and see. Gonna start off I'm gonna pretty much walk through the game, so starting off at the hometown and then just walking through like that, not gonna sort of just go from left to right or look at random stuff. Gonna take it systematically. So starting off, I'm gonna also probably bring up the actual Hoenn region or the older Hoenn region map every now and again to just sort of compare and see what changes we have, for example, if we need to, of course. So starting off here in our hometown, which I can't remember the name of because I'm that clever and that interested in Pokemon. I'm joking, I just can't remember. We have our hometown there, the same as usual. Seems to be the same amount of houses, 3 houses, or 2 houses in the lab rather. And then we get a little route going off from the north of it up towards the next town, which I'm pretty sure is called Oldale Town. There are 4 buildings there: Pokemon Center, Pokemart. So the Pokemart and Pokemon Center are no longer combined anymore. They are separate like they were in the original games, but that's a bit annoying, I guess. Some people won't like that change, but some people might like it. Who knows? And then we have 2 houses as well left there, which are obviously in there anyway. Then we can see that route goes up to the top as it did previously anyway. And that route up there is where you're going to battle your rival for the first time and stuff like that. And obviously the water to the right hand side there you can't cross quite yet. So returning then to Oldale Town, going over to Petalburg City, exact same route style as there was previously. You can see that the detail on this map is much more intricate than it was on the original map. The original map was sort of like, like sandy paths pretty much, whereas this one actually has sort of the curves and the changes in the routes. You can see there on the path from Oldale to Petalburg, there's actually a drop in the forest recedes, which is where you go down to get an item there. And then we have Petalburg there, and you can see there we have 2 houses at the bottom, 1 house to the top left, a yellow building, or a paley yellow building, which will be the gym, the water next to the gym, and then the Pokemart and the Pokemon Center there as well. You can just make out, it's blurry, but you can make it out just about. And that's Petalburg City, nothing new there. Then heading out onto Route 204, I'm pretty sure it's called, or maybe it's Route 204. And then you can see there that the beach, and Mr. Briney's house is not there from what I can see. I cannot see it. It might be the fact that it's too blurry, but I can't see Mr. Briney's house there, which is a bit worrying. Where is Mr. Briney? I'm sure he might still be there, I just can't see the house, but who knows. I mean, there is a bit of a wharf there, but I can't see his house, so he might end up living in Rustboro, who knows. And then we have the pathway leading up from, obviously, into Petalburg Forest. We can't see anything in Petalburg Forest, so it could be a completely different layout, we don't quite know. But, you know, at least Petalburg Forest is still there, hey? Then the path comes out of Petalburg Forest, and you see there the house on the left, or the building on the left, which is where you got to your stuff growing berries in the original games. They might bring berries back. Obviously in X and Y berries were a separate thing on their own little place, so they could possibly just put that place there, so put a berry place behind that house along those lines, or they could bring berries back like they were in the original games, and that's where you get your whatever they would want to call it, a Whelmer Pail or something else entirely. So then the path also goes to the right hand side, and we see the bridge going over the water there, and then obviously leading the path leading up to Rustboro here. We saw that little area in the trailer actually for a very brief second of the person running towards Rustboro. In Rustboro, what can we see? There's a house, it looks to be to the bottom left, which I think is where you get cut from. I don't hold me to that though. Pokemart right next to that, 2 more houses to the right hand side it would seem. Pokemon Center in the middle, and then a house to the left as well. And then 2 more houses again, just a bit up from that. Another house to the left there, and then we see here 2 more buildings. One of them seems to be yellowy colour, so I'm guessing the gyms in this generation are going to be yellow, or at least yellow in some sort of sense, sort of a yellowy colour to them. It's really weird, I would not expect them to be yellow, but they might try out a yellow colour, who knows. We won't know until we see, will we? And then obviously, you can see on the left there, you can't see very well, but obviously the Devon Corporation, is it Devon Corporation? Pretty sure it is. Has their building there in Rustboro, which is where you're going to get your Pokegear from. Or not Pokegear, Pokenav rather, assuming the Pokenav is returning there. And then north out of here, we obviously, after we beat the gym, we go to the right, and there's the path, and then there's a house there, which is where the guy's digging a tunnel. And then the tunnel goes in, and then it comes out a bit later on, which we'll look at later. But the thing I'm looking at here, you can see as well there's one entrance to the tunnel there, and then there's to just the bottom right, or to the right of it, right and down, you see another exit there with the little grassy area, which is obviously where you get your black glasses in the original game. So they might put something in there, maybe a battle or two, maybe just spruce it up so it's not just a single area with one item and an entrance to a secret base. What would be the point in that? I mean, come on, they might add something new there. Then just looking up slightly from the top, from the north of Rustboro, I'm looking at just to the left, top left of the Devon Corporation building. There seems to be two more almost building-like structures which were not there in the original games, or which I can't remember in the original games, which just look out of place to me, so there might be something new there. I'm not quite sure, don't hold me to that, guys, but it's just what I'm looking at there. Anyway, so once to do the tunnel stuff, you go back down to the beach, and then obviously you go down along over to Dewford. We're going to look at the sea routes now, because we never come back to these sea routes otherwise. Obviously the sea routes here, we can see one of the caves for Reggie Rock. I'm pretty sure this is Reggie Rock's cave here. No, not Reggie Rock, Registeel? No, Regice. This is Regice's cave here. You can see it's obviously the little cave in the centre, which is surrounded by a circle of rocks, and then some more rocky outcroppings there, and not much else to say apart from till we get to Dewford Town. We can see obviously two buildings there like there was originally, then the Poké Centre, and then there's the gym again looking yellow, and then finally the last house along there, which is, well, I think you get your rod, the first rod in this city somewhere, I'm not quite sure exactly where. But there's no Pokemon in Dewford still. Then if we go to the left there to the cave area, there seems to be two entrances to the cave now, which is slightly weird because we've never had two entrances to the cave from what I remember. So I don't know if there's just an extra entrance to get an item or something, or whether, you know, you go in one entrance to come out the other, and then there's a bit of steam outside rather than inside. Who knows? But it looks to me there's two entrances, so I don't know what's happening with the other entrance for the moment. But obviously that's the cave where you first meet Steven and stuff like that. So after you've done the stuff with Dewford, you're going to head along towards Slateport. Again, the sea route is pretty much just that, a sea route, but we can see the ship here. It's not very clear, I can't make out too much of it, too many details or whatever, but we can also tell it is the ship because we know it's the ship. And it seems to be a larger area than it used to be. It used to be the fact that the ship was just sat on the route and then you went and walked into it and you were in the ship. Whereas this looks like you actually get off and then go on to explore the ship straight away rather than switching areas sort of thing. But who knows. Then we can carry on towards Slateport, and we can see there all the little islands that are around by the beach there. Obviously there were originally little islands on that, and then another wharf, and then we got the beach here with loads of parasols on, and then the little house there which we can assume is the Lemonade House, I'm pretty sure it's called, or something along those lines. And then we're in Slateport City. Now, let's look at the bottom left of Slateport City. Obviously we have all the market stalls are still there. Bottom right, it's not very easy to make out, but we can assume it is the shipyard, because that's where it is in the first game. Going up a bit further above the shipyard, you can see there a little purpley coloured building, which is most likely the museum. Then we have, just to the left of that, we've got, I think that's a Pokemon there. And then obviously the Pokemon Center to the left of that there. Another house just to the left there, which is most likely a name rater still. And then north of that we have what would have been the contest building. It's still there. So a contest can be returning. We don't quite know. We should have to sort of think about more of that and then see maybe whether we get it in the end. And then to the right of that we have the dock. I'm pretty sure it's called a dock or whatever. Something along those lines. And then we obviously that route we'll look at a bit later on. So moving north from Slateport City, we have the route with the cycling road. So looking at the lower route first, the trick house seems to be returning. We can see a little brown area there, so I can assume that's the trick house. So obviously I have to think about that a bit more, think about what tricks they're going to do on us this time. Obviously the route goes over to the left slightly as well, and that leads back to you know, Oldale, Petalburg, whatever, over there. Carry on going a route though, it's just pretty much the same route as originally. And then we have the cycling road. So you can see a little building there for the cycling road, and the road comes down, 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 and it looks very similar to what it used to be, but obviously it's been updated, nice and futuristic, stuff like that. But also there is new Mauville we can see there now. Just a slightly different position than what it used to be. There's now sort of a little land there, and the sea then opens up as well. It's not just like there's a lake and then there's an edge, but the actual sea connects into this bit, which is pretty cool, because I think if we look at the original map, well, no, the original map shows that the sea is sort of coming in now, but it wasn't as obvious in game. But there's new Mauville there, so obviously that thing is going to be returning. You know, it's a very nice place. Maybe they integrate some more, put some more stuff in there, make it a bit more interesting to use, because we didn't really get a whole lot before then. You guys didn't really get a whole lot. Okay, and then we got up into Mauville City. Now, Mauville City seems to have some sort of weird design on it. I can't make it out, but it seems to have like a wall around it almost. The bottom bit, which would be just normally open, seems to be just a wall, and it seems to extend up the left and right as well. So I have no idea what the hell is going on with that. Maybe it's the fact that I don't even know. Maybe Watson was trying to create new Mauville but failed, so he had to make a wall around the old Mauville to protect them against something. I don't quite know what they were protecting against, but you guys hopefully get the idea I'm going to put across there. I can't really see any houses in there or whatever very easily because of its compactness. But yeah, I'm not going to even try because it almost looks like it's enclosed in a big freaking building, but I don't think it is. But I can't really make out anything else in Mauville there, so I guess we have to carry on. Go to the left hand side first, and that's where we can see the daycare there. The little house there is still around, with then the route, and then we go over further to the next town, which is Verdanturf, and we can see their Pokemon Center, Pokemart, entrance to the cave, Verdanturf Tunnel, or Rustboro Tunnel rather. And then just to the left of that we see another of those buildings that was in Slateport as well, so the contest tool may be returning because it is duplicated, either a contest tool or something similar that's duplicated, who knows. And then we see how we have 2 or 3 houses along the bottom as well, which we know are Wally's aunt and uncle and whatever, and stuff like that. So say then we go from north from Mauville instead. So we go up here and we can see that the house there is actually still there. You see that? You remember the house, guys? I can't remember the name of the family, but as a family you battle 5 of them in a row, and I think Stephen is part of that family. I'm not sure though. Maybe it's Wallace or Stephen, I can't remember which one it is. But still, there's that house there, it's still returning, so maybe it'll change slightly, or maybe it'll just be the same 5 battles in a row and, you know, see if you win sort of thing. Going up further north, we see we have it's pretty much just a wall, obviously, so we still have to get Rock Smash to go through there, because it looks like that is just going to be blocked off. But Rock Smash is no longer a HM, so how are they going to do that? Maybe it's Strength rather than Rock Smash would make a lot of sense there. Heading up further north, obviously we then have the split into the desert, and then over to the left. Going over to the left first, because you can't go to the desert in the first place. Going up, we can see we can have that way there. Seems to be, see, the base is actually, it's a deep red colour. It almost looks like lava there, but it's not lava. You know, sort of that area there. You haven't got access to Petalburg Town quite. No, wait, not Petalburg Town. I can't remember, Lava Ridge, that's the one, Lava Ridge Town. You haven't got access to it quite yet because you have to get to the top of the mountain first. So you'd have to go through the tunnels. The entrance to the cave is not very obvious, but I think there is an entrance somewhere. So obviously you go in there and you come out just a bit further up, just above the desert it would seem, just sort of down in this area. And then you have to carry on walking, go up a bit. There seems to be a house to the right hand side, which is where you rest up, so obviously that would be there. And then you head to the left hand side. You're sort of going up past the volcano here. Behind it, obviously there is Mount Chimney there. It's a volcano, it's an active volcano, and it's obviously a lot more obvious. It was active in the first like the original games, but it wasn't too obvious. It's a bit more obvious now. But going up further to the left, over to Petalburg Town there, you can see it's not very easy because the smoke does cover a fair bit of it, but you can see 2 houses there, and then it looks like a Pokemart or a Pokemon Center above that. And just to the left we see the 4 squares, which are actually just a design on the floor, which I remember from the games. Heading further to the left, there seems to be another house, which is obviously where the fossil guy lives, which we can assume is where we'll get our fossils revived. And then heading south from here, across a bridge, another house there, which is where Lynette lives, which is the master of the PC in this generation, or these games rather. And then we have obviously more route area, and then you go start climbing on rock, it would seem, and then you go sort of down the rocks there and across here to up to Meteor Falls. It actually seems to be a meteorite crater just before Meteor Falls, but obviously there is Meteor Falls there. You can't see inside Meteor Falls, but obviously that's where you can then, if it were Emerald, you could battle Steven at the end, but obviously you can't. But Emerald, Meteor Falls is where some stuff happens. You can go through that cave, and then you can see the exit just down the bottom there, and then you can see on the route below that all the ledges are around, sort of you have to jump over all the ledges sort of thing. And then there's a little area to the left of that, just the surfing area, and then you can just see just by the cliffside there a little area that jumps up. It may even lead to a forest in the end, but it looks like it's just sort of what was in the original game, where you can go there and battle some trainers along those lines. So then if we pull back up to the desert pretty much, or go to Lava Ridge, looking at Lava Ridge Town, we can see there the Pokemart, the Pokemon Center, the gym, Just the bottom left, I think, is again a yellowy colour, and then we obviously have the spring next to the Pokemon Center, and another house to the bottom right. Then we can obviously go into the desert after that. So going into the desert, we can't see a huge amount in there since there is a sandstorm going on the map, and you can't see too much. But you can see at the bottom there is another, I guess, building, a cave where you can find another member of the Reggie trio. This one being Reggie Rock. And that'll be fun there, won't it, guys? And then you can't really see much else in the desert, so we don't know if there is a Mirage Tower there. That's not too obvious to see, but there possibly could be. We just can't see it at the moment, I guess. So if we pull all the way down to Mauville again, and we go into the right hand side to go across the water now, we have Surf after we beat Petalburg Gym. You can see there the same area sort of thing as last time. Going along all the way to the right hand side, the Berry house, the Berry Master's house seems to return. He is there still, and there's a little fence to the left there, which may indicate that the berries are still around, so berries might be returning as they were in Generation 3, or at least in Ruby and Sapphire. There seems to be a weird design to the just to the top of the Berry Master's house too, which is I don't know if that's a design or whether it's just the trees or whatever. So it might end up being a little extra area there, but who knows? Going back and then going up through the gap between the two rocks, we see that the heavily grassed area there, which is where the Mimic, the Mimic group, I don't know what they're called, the Mimics are there. And then I just past that as a house, I'm pretty sure, where there are loads of Wingirls, I think. Is that the one with the Wingirls in it? I think it is. Anyway, further up there, we see to go into a route where we can't see a huge amount because there seems to be a lot of mist in it, which does make sense because it was like a misty area. There seems to be a white, I don't know what's called exactly, a bar across the actual route sort of thing. Don't quite know what you expect that to be. Maybe a log, maybe part of the bike, acro bike sort of thing, to get across there, who knows. But carry on going all the way up here, we can see eventually the Weather Institute is right there, and obviously that's the Weather Institute right there sort of thing, not much else to say, with the bridge going across there. And then there is waterfall past up there, you can see just sort of to the north of that, with a little area to the top where it's usually just items and whatnot. But if you go past there and go a bit north, you reach Four Tree City here. Now we can see the Pokemon Center there, you can see I think there's a Pokemon Mart there, and then you can see the tree houses, 4 on the top, 1 down the bottom, and 1 down the bottom right, and then obviously the gym is in the middle. This isn't coloured yellow quite as much, but it is reasonably, it's dull yellow, so it might have been dulled down because it's in the forest, but who knows. But there's the gym there. Heading off again from that route, we can go down and we can see, I don't know what that is, it's like an orange blob, I don't know what it would be. It might be a bridge sort of thing to allow, obviously that's where you meet Steve and he gives you the Devon scope to see Kecleon and stuff like that, so possibly that could be what that's for there, but I don't quite know apart from that. Or it might be, it seems to be a little water around it, so it could, actually no, it's further down. If you go down the route, keep going down the route, you can see then there's a little area of water there, which I think is where there's like a sun-drenched rock or something like that, and inside you find Sunnydale or something like that, which is random. But then to the left of that we have a little area that goes up, bit of water, some berries, and then further up we have the final cave for the last Reggie, which is Reggie Steeler I think for here, and that's where you can catch Reggie Steeler right there. And carrying on to the right from that, we carry on, and we see there is a tower where the Safari Zone, or I don't know if it is where the Safari Zone used to be or before where the Safari Zone is, but it seems to be a tower coming up. I'm not quite sure what that is. I can't remember anything being in the game like that. It seems to be like the route seems to extend slightly above that too, so I don't quite know what that would be. Obviously leave your suggestions down below if you have any ideas, guys, but I don't know what it'd be. Keeping on going from that, we see them sort of a little foresty area, which might just be the end of the route, might be the Safari Zone. Who knows for the moment. And then carrying on into Lilycove, finally we can have a look at this large city. So top left, it seems to be a glass-like structure. This used to be the art museum, so it could return as the art museum, or it could return as something else entirely. It could be something from X and Y. I'll maybe make a video on it later on if you guys have any ideas for me. To the right of that we have the department store. Then we have 2 houses there. And then south of that we have what seems to be a Pokemon Center. It looks to have yellow on it, but I doubt there'd be a gym there. And to the left I think, there's no Pokemon in this town, but there's a house to the left, house to the right. Going south there seems to be another of those contest hall things, so again we don't know quite what that is. Another house to the left of that, the inn to the right hand side of that, which is where Game Freak is located, so we might end up going in there, and they might still be hanging around. And then we can see the other dock It's not so much a dock this time, it's more just a building, but there's a dock there, and then just going off on a peninsula we have the way to the light, I think it's a lighthouse, isn't it? Something like that. Then backtracking over to Mount Pier, which is how you have to go next, we can see not much of it. You can see an entrance at the bottom and then a couple of exits at the top, so maybe Mount Pier is going to be slightly more expanded on in these remakes, but you know, who knows. But the Mount Pier is there, it's got loads of, you can see, it seems just lightly there are paths going up the side of the mountain, so obviously that's where you run up, and there are graves everywhere, and that's where the orbs are located actually. So then going over there, over to the other side of the route, and there's just ledges, but then there's this orange little thing over here. I have no idea what this is, this orange thing. I don't know what it is. It might just be a rock that's been placed there, or it might be something else, I don't know. And then a little bit of water, and then you're back at the Berry Master's house. So if we backtrack all the way to Lilycove again, we can have a look at the hidden hideout, I guess you could call it, the evil team hideout you can see there. Yeah, it's just a cave entrance, that's all it is, just a little cave entrance there, so yeah. Then obviously the sea opens up to you, so we can go along here. It seems to be, the path seems to be slightly more structured this time, at least it is in the map. In the map last time it was like just sea, and there was no structured path, whereas this time you can see they're outlined by rocks, stuff like that. So it's like an actual map of in-game rather than just an art map sort of thing. So then if we go over here, and we go over first, not to Mossdeep first, but up to Shoal Cave. You can see the entrance to Shoal Cave up there, so that obviously does return. But then if we go over to Mossdeep, we can see here, looking at the houses, we have what seems to be obviously a Pokemon there, and a Pokemon Center. Then we have above that the gym, one house next to the gym, one house to the right of the gym, or at least like up a hill to the right of the gym. One house to the left of the Pokemon Center, another one all the way to the left, which is Steven's house. What looks to be a structure south of the Pokemon, which is yellowy in colour, but I don't know what that is. And then obviously we have the path that leads all the way up to the Mossdeep Space Center with actually a rocket there, you can see. The Mossdeep Space Center last time was just a rectangle, whereas this one's got some more structure to it. It looks really cool. Looks really cool. So the Mossdeep Space Center might have some more built on it, like some plot-wise in the future, who knows. But following the sea down further, there's obviously two ways to go down, but then we can reach Teutopolis. We'll look at Teutopolis a bit later on, inside it rather, but we can see the inactive volcano there with its area around it. If we keep going down and sort of go down the sea route here, we're going to ignore Everground for the moment, and then keep on going down all the way over to Pacific. There's no sort of, well, there is one significant thing in the water, which is a circular mound of sand with a hole in the middle, which is probably where you come up after the seafloor cavern stuff, where obviously Kyle got all ground on it, is awakened. And if carrying going all the way down though, we can reach Pacific, where there are 5 houses, all on sort of the floating houses sort of thing. And then we have a Pokemon Center in the middle, but that's pretty much it. There is no Mirage Island shown at the moment, so who knows. And then we go, keep going left, we obviously have the rapids, which is sort of go around there. And then we have, you can see sort of in the middle of the rapids there is a little area. Well, no, wait, not the middle of the rapids. At the end of the rapids, there is a circular area, and there's that little bit where you can dive, and then that's where you'll be able to find the Regia stuff, the stuff of Regia Rock and Regia Ice and Regia Steel, the little thing you have to do to unlock the caves. But apart from that, that's pretty much it for the rapid stuff route. There's not much else to say for that route. Then if we go back over to Teutopolis, we can see inside it, there seems to be the gym, I'm guessing is right at the centre of it. There's a bit of water below that, and there's just houses. Really, it's too white to make anything else out there apart from that. And then heading over to Everground City, we obviously have the big waterfall there, Pokemon Center just before the cave, which is right there, exit to the cave, and then we come out the little route before we go to the Pokemon League. And that's pretty much it for going through and looking at all the different in-game stuff. There are a few more things to look at though, guys, so don't go away too much. Now, one thing a lot of people have noticed, or everyone has noticed, you guys probably noticed it right at the start and commented saying, what about it? But top of the map, there is a black area. A black ghost-like area, pretty much. It's a mix of black, a mix of purpley, and there's some white in it as well. What is this area? It is not on the original map at all. There is nothing above Hoenn in terms of what this looks like. What is it? Obviously, I don't really have any solid ideas for it though. It's more just loose things, just just grabbing at threads here. They've really got me with this one. I have no idea what the hell this could be. One idea is it's the distortion world or something linked to that, but that was completely out of my mind. You know, I doubt they would put the distortion world in these remakes, because what would be the point? Why? Yeah, I'm not even going to explain myself there, guys. You know that. What would be the point in all that? What else could it be though? Could it be maybe a shadow realm? Maybe something to do with shadow Pokemon, something like that. Maybe it could be, have people mentioned, maybe it's where the area where Groudon and Kyogre end up going through ancient devolution. Maybe because that's a bad thing. It tears a rip in the fabric of humanity or something. That's probably a space and time. Sinner confirmed. No, I'm joking. Anyway, but I have no idea about that, guys. Please leave your suggestions down below, because I have absolutely no idea. I want to see what you guys think. If we get some solid suggestions or an idea just clicks in my head, I might make a video on it in the future, but really for the moment it's just I have no idea what that thing is. So, what else is there? Well, you guys might have noticed or might remember when the Kalos map came out, there was a lot of clouds around all the top, the bottom, whatever. Who knows? Who knows? It's like clouds everywhere, so you really didn't know what was behind those clouds, and we have the same sort of thing here. Okay, guys, one thing I'm going to pick off at the start is the clouds above Paciflog, or near Paciflog, because there is a little area, I didn't mention it earlier because I was going to talk about this then, there's a little area there you can see where there's an island sort of thing, and then you can see possibly Sky Pillar there, but I don't know if that is it or not, because it could be covered by this cloud that's right in the middle of the screen here. Also, coming off Teutopolis though, there is this little, the root area, and it does actually sort of lead into the clouds, so it could be an extra area coming off of there that we can't see right now. So it could, again, the cloud could be hiding either Sky Pillar or something else there. I just really have no idea. I don't know if that's Sky Pillar down there or not. And obviously there's the clouds down here towards the bottom of the right hand side of it as well. There's nice big clouds there hiding something possibly as well. We're looking really here for the Battle Frontier, because the only island, or the island which the Battle Frontier was on, is down here, and there is no mention or no sign of the Battle Frontier, either because one, they might be not wanting to give it to us quite yet, not revealing there is a Battle Frontier quite yet, you know, might keep it in secret sort of thing, or maybe they're just not having a Battle Frontier, who knows, or maybe it is covered by some of these clouds at the bottom, or this weird white cloud that's in the middle of the ocean, maybe there's something under there or something along those lines. I don't quite know, guys. But that's pretty much all I have, I think. We've gone off almost half an hour looking at this map, man. It's a big map. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much, guys. Please leave your thoughts on stuff on the map down in the comment section below, particularly on that black thing there. What do you think about Sky Pillar and the Battle Frontier as well? And maybe a couple other things like the gym. They're yellow now, you know. Obviously Pokemon's are back. What do you think about that? Mossdeep Space Center, are we going to get anything from there? And yeah, just other things you picked out through the course of watching this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please smash that like button if you haven't already, because this is a long video. Oh, this is a long damn video. Oh, I didn't expect to go on for this long. I was thinking maybe 15 minutes, but no. We've almost doubled that, guys. So, as I said, please leave your thoughts about the black area, about Teutopolis City, about Mount Pier, about whatever you see on the map, guys. The ship. Whatever you see, anything you can pick out, anything that strikes you as a bit weird or something needs to be looked into a bit more, tell me down in the comment section below, guys. I'll be reading through them all. I want to see what you guys think, and we can work together to figure out this map for the new home region, I'm going to call it. I don't know, or the home region, you know, the updated home region. Anyway, please smash the like button if you can, leave comments if you can or want to, and I guess I'll be just seeing you next time, guys. I thank you guys for watching. I'll be seeing you then. Goodbye, my friends.